Today we're comparing two amazing mid-range smartphones, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus. Huge thanks to OPPO for making this video possible and sending me out their newest flagship. Starting with the hardware, the Galaxy S23 Plus has a premium sturdy boxy build with rounded corners, sharp edges, and a flat back. On the other hand, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G is sleeker and slightly narrower with a smooth design featuring rounded corners and edges. Personally, I prefer the boxier look of the Galaxy S23 Plus and its flat display. However, I also appreciate the curved panel on the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G for its premium appearance and ergonomic benefits, such as making the phone feel narrower and reducing fatigue during extended use. Pivoting over to the cameras, you'll see that they're laid out pretty differently in their own unique style. The camera array on the Galaxy S23 Plus has the lenses and flash set up separately in their own spot, whereas the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G has its cameras and flash set up together in this module here. On one side, you have a very simple look. Some may even call it boring, but it's straightforward and I like it. On the other hand, with the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G, you've got something that really fits today's design language, and as far as camera modules are concerned, I'm cool with this one. It's not an eyesore, and it actually looks pretty nice. And if I had to pick, I'd go with the stylish look of the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. The Galaxy S23 Plus sports a rear triple camera array with a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultrawide, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens, as well as a 12 megapixel selfie camera. On the other hand, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G also comes equipped with a rear triple camera setup. You get a 50 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel ultrawide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x periscope. And it has a way better front camera at 32 megapixels. Both sets of cameras are super capable with great versatility, and they push out very nice looking results in many different conditions. For regular everyday shots, you can see that both main 50 megapixel sensors provide good detail, clarity, and good dynamic range, but you'll quickly notice a difference with things like color reproduction. The Galaxy S23 Plus goes for punchy, vibrant colors, while the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G goes for warmer, more natural tones. There are differences in how the Galaxy S23 Plus leans heavily on image sharpening and more contrast, while the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G aims for a softer and lighter look. There are also differences in how the two handle bokeh, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Both crank out high quality video capture, which I'm sure will cover social media and personal sharing just fine. You get good autofocus, nice colors, and very solid, almost gimbal-like stabilization. But one thing I want to highlight here is the telephoto lens. As I said, both phones have a 3x telephoto lens, but the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G is actually using a way larger sensor, 388% larger. And this is great because it's able to let in more light to be able to take clearer shots from far away. Not only that, but as mentioned previously, it uses a periscope design, which is way more advanced as it uses an additional prism to reflect light. Samsung also uses this tech within their more expensive Galaxy S22 and S23 Ultra, but it's not in the Galaxy S23 Plus. Therefore, you'll notice a significant difference in quality for zoomed in shots, and especially portrait shots with the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G providing way better results. It does punch above its weight class when taking other phones in higher price tiers into consideration. And when it comes to zoomed in shots, both devices give nice results at 3x. But it's because of that larger 64 megapixel sensor that you're allowed more flexibility. With the Galaxy S23 Plus at anything beyond 3x, there's a downgrade in quality right away. With the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G, you're getting near lossless quality at 6x, where the image is cropped from a high-resolution 64 megapixel shots. You can even get usable shots at 10x if needed. And as for digital zoom range, the Galaxy S23 Plus gets to 30x, while the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G gets to 120x. So when it comes to both optical and digital zoom, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G gets the win here. The way the software handles both is pretty impressive. The two phones continue to duke it out in nighttime shots. The OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G does quite a good job of handling low-lit environments. It's able to maintain detail without completely falling apart, and it doesn't overcompensate, resulting in watercolor looks. The Galaxy S23's image processing can sometimes get overly aggressive, which leads to over-sharpening results, but it does allow for more clarity of things like text on signs. Again, that 64 megapixel periscope telephoto on the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G comes in handy when you need to take zoom shots in low light conditions, with the extra light it gathers. Once again, punching well above its weight class. As for portrait mode, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G uses the same computational photography found in the more expensive OPPO Find X6 Pro. So that's why these shots came out looking less processed than what we often see in other phones. They give off a more natural look and tone with adjusted color science, and results are closer to what you get out of an actual mirrorless or DSLR camera. And as you can see clearly in some of these photos, you'll also get more realistic and cinematic bokeh on the OPPO, and the process for this goes more in depth than just blurring out the background. The phone uses machine learning to analyze the different elements found in the shot, things like people, plants, the sky, and other objects, all in real time, which then leads to the recreation of something similar to the background blur or bokeh effect that you get with an actual classic portrait lens. It really adds to the cinematic and artsy style of portrait photos, again lining up with an actual camera. Both camera sets are very good, and they each provide a solid user-friendly experience. In terms of overall versatility, the Galaxy S23 Plus takes the cake with the ability to shoot video in up to 8K at 30 FPS, up to 1080p at 960 FPS, and there are more shooting modes like Pro Video, Expert RAW, and Hyperlapse. But the camera experience on the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G is nothing to sneeze at. You're still getting a wide variety of modes you can use, you're getting higher end technology that you find in more expensive phones with that periscope telephoto lens, and overall, you're going to be looking at better portrait, better zoom, and better low light results. Taking a look at the displays, both devices have a Quad HD panel at 120Hz, which is great. The only differences are the size and structure. The OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G has a slightly larger curved display at 6.7 inches. It even has a higher pixel density, while the Galaxy S23 Plus has a flat display at 6.6 inches. So there is a bit of an advantage there for the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. Now, while both displays get nice and bright and are easily viewable in sunny outdoor conditions, the Galaxy display does reach a higher peak brightness of 1750 nits compared to the 1400 nits on the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. However, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G does have a little trick up its sleeve, and it's called Pro XDR. So for example, when you're viewing pictures taken by the Pro in the baked-in gallery app, the phone will actually utilize the display's brightness to show the highlights in those photos up to 8 times brighter than normal, making shots look more realistic. It's pretty cool technology. Getting to speed and performance, both devices are super snappy and very smooth. There aren't really any issues in these areas, as they both handle things like everyday tasks, gaming, and power usage very well. Thermals are handled well too. Both phones do get hot under heavy loads, but neither overheats or anything like that. Both sets of biometric security are swift as well, with their respective fingerprint and face unlock. Even though the Galaxy S23 Plus uses ultrasonic technology, the optical sensor in the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G keeps up well, and they both unlock with similar speed and accuracy. Both sets of stereo speakers sound good and get nice and loud, though the Galaxy S23 Pluses sound a little cleaner, and the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G actually has a speaker at the very top of the phone, which is cool. One interesting thing that sets the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G apart is that it actually has an IR blaster up top, allowing you to use the phone to control your TV and other compatible appliances. This is something we don't see too often nowadays, so it's nice to have. It's kind of funny too, because Samsung was one of the first to adopt IR blasters on their phone, but they no longer include it anymore. As for the battery life, they're both really solid. Surprisingly, they even have the same capacity at 4,700 milliamp hours. With this, I've been able to comfortably get a full day of heavy use with well over 6.5 hours of screen on time on a single charge with either device. But here's the kicker. The Galaxy S23 Plus supports 45 watt fast charging, but as we know, the phone sadly does not come with a charger in the box. But when we flip the script, not only does the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G come with a charger in the box, but it also supports OPPO's 100 watt Super VOOC. That means I can charge the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G from 0 to 50% in just 10 minutes, and 0 to 100% in half an hour. It's really insane. I mean, the Galaxy S23 Plus also doesn't charge painfully slow, but there's no question that it charges significantly slower. It takes just under an hour, nearly twice as long, to charge from 0 to 100%. The 100 watt charging adds a lot of peace of mind to the daily workflow, knowing that in just a few minutes of charging, you get a full day's usage. So if you're getting ready to head out for the day, for a meal, or to run errands, plugging in the phone for just a little bit will get you enough juice to last through the entire day. Now for the software, both phones come with Android 13 out of the box with their respective OEM skins on top. The Galaxy S23 Plus comes with One UI 5, while the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G comes with ColorOS 13. Each OS has its own unique style and aesthetic, along with its own set of useful features. They're both extremely customizable, letting you make the entire user interface to your liking with different icons, widgets, tweaks to the always-on display, and more. They also provide nice quality of life features like different gestures to access and control different functions, the ability to hide and clone applications, multiple ways to multitask with split windows or pop-up windows, and they both have Dolby Atmos support, while ColorOS has spatial audio support in addition to that. For some extra unique goodies, ColorOS has things like Flex Drop, which lets you turn any app into a floating window simply by swiping it to the top of the screen. Within the always-on display, you can have an outline of someone's face using portrait silhouette. But when we look at the One UI side of things, you've got things like stackable widgets. Pretty self-explanatory as it lets you add multiple widgets into a single slot, and you can swipe through them super easily. Bixby Text Call lets you talk to the other person on the phone by just typing away and having Bixby say the words out loud. There is so much more where that came from, but for both operating systems that I can make entire videos on them. In fact, I did just that. If you like a more in-depth look at these OSs and what they can do, check out my videos I made linked down below or in the cards. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus and the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G have a lot to offer from top to bottom. Great hardware, inside and out, nice designs, paired with robust feature-packed software. You honestly can't go wrong with either device. If I had to choose though, I'd go with the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. It just has a lot going for itself, and in a number of ways, it surpasses the Galaxy S23 Plus. The OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G also undercuts the Galaxy S23 Plus by a few $100s. So you're definitely going to need to take that into account when deciding between the two. It's because of that price difference that I do recommend giving the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G a try. It's an impressive phone, and there's a lot to like here for sure. So what do you think about these phones? Let us know your thoughts in the comments right below the like button. And once again, thanks to OPPO for sending out the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. Kapow!